The bill also requires law enforcement to display names, badge numbers, and agency identification, with some exceptions. It's week 3 of college football. The day got started with a big upset as unranked Georgia Tech beat number 11 Clemson 24-21. Meanwhile, number 3 Georgia is battling number 15 Tennessee in Knoxville. Later tonight, number 8 Notre Dame faces number 17 Texas A&M in South Bend at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Rob Artier, NBC News Radio.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
Welcome back. You're tuned into KCAA, the 4 o'clock flow, with your host, James Kane, and his inner circle,
Skittles,
Shy,
the boss.
Yes, we're back. We're back for another hour of great information, input. Maybe it could change your life or put a different perspective in your life. Today's topic is Mexican independence. Can we give a hand for the Mexican independence? Yes, it's another day. I remember growing up, I used to always think Cinco de Mayo was the Mexican independence. But then as I got older, go to college, got into reading history, I learned that it was September 16th, 1810. Now, I'm not a historian, but I know certain things that I have researched. And if you have a little bit more than me or something that I can use in my arsenal and giving thanks to history, you can send it to at James Kane Experience YouTube. Okay, let's get into the first segment. The first segment will be, what do you think? We're going to be talking about the contribution that the Afro-Mexicans have made in the Mexican independence. And we're going to start with some ground roots. Did the guest call? Mm-hmm. They're on the line?
Yes, they
are. Joe, are my guests online?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go. All
here.
right. Okay, yes, we're going to start with the ground roots in Chicago because a lot is going on with our immigration, and as we all know that there's troops in Chicago. So, better to get the information is someone in Chicago right now. So, Bo Honcho and his lovely wife, Vernell, could you let the listeners know where you at in Chicago and what's going on?
Okay, I'm Vernell, and my husband is Bo, and we're on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, we just had recently had a Renaissance block party 2 days ago where there was a great turnout of both brown and black people in the community. And I was very excited to see how well that we work in unison with one another, especially when there's a taco vendor right at the first part, and there's a soul food vendor right next to them, and it goes all the way down for about 10 vendors where you can get different types of food, both Hispanic as well as Afro-American, right there on the spot.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It sounds like Los Angeles on a good day. Vernell, can you give
But on
uh-huh.
a bad note, downtown Michigan, we're having so much fun. On the south side, Michigan Avenue was having bad note with our brown-skinned brothers and sisters who also serve on a regular basis the public with ISIS. And they were not being nice. they're there every day, but then, they stopped, did a random check, and next thing we know, they're harassed and they're pulled off to jail.
What is the?
So, we love to see, you know, everybody happy, but this one particular time, everybody was not happy. I was a little annoyed with it because, it's just not fair.
Yeah.
And my husband, he wasn't too happy. So, I'm always on the phone calling you to tell you what's going on out here.
Thank you for that. I thank you for that, because we with the grassroots. So,
Yeah.
is there anything that you would like to add, Bo?
Anything you like to add, Dave?
Yeah. Often, as we walk through the tunnel, it doesn't appear to be a large, bright light at the end of it. But for us who are faithful, in my opinion, we have to continue to persevere and to believe that as long as we continue to walk in the right direction, we will eventually walk into the light, not as a brown people or a black people, but just as American people.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for that. Thank you for taking your time out to give the listeners at KCAA a glimpse of what's going on in Chicago and ordinary people, not people that's on the news, that's CBS, ABC, not saying that's not a great place for news, but it's actual the people on the ground. And I thank
Yes.
you again. And you
Thank you.
Thank you. We love y'all.
and we love you too.
Yes.
Y'all have
Absolutely.
continue have a wonderful day, and I will be tapping in with you. There you-
Okay. Thank you. Stay safe. Be blessed.
Yes, we will. Thank you. So there you have it, listeners. Ground Roots on Mexican Independence Week. I know we're going to get into the fight because I know everyone's geared up right now. Ooh, stores and something,
Yeah.
a lot of beer. A
Okay.
lot of beer. So we're going to give you
Yes.
something that I have never heard,
Mm-hmm.
but I have witnessed it. Afro Mexicans. I'm going to let the boss tell you a revolutionary movement that started back in the 1500s and
Okay.
1570. You'll be surprised on what occurred. Can you give the people the boss?
Okay.
And that
Well,
was at 16?
Yeah, the 15th century. Y'all still on air, so.
Was that Bacon's Rebellion?
No. No, look, she's finna read something. Bo, just listen. You have to just listen because you're coming through on the radio station and it's, okay?
while the Afro-Mexican Gaspar Yanger was not a direct participant of the 1816 Mexican War of Independence, he still played a huge role towards the war. Yanger's rebellion inspired many future generations of Afro-Mexicans. In 1570, Yanger led a successful rebellion of enslaved Africans who he led to the Veracruz sitting in the mountains area. His Palenque, also known as community, resisted Spanish forces for over a decade. He finally had his success in 1618. Younger negotiated a treaty that resulted in official recognition of his settlement as the very first free black town in both South America and North America. Yanger's legacy still continues to live on today in Yanger's town called Yanger, Veracruz. It continues to stand as an inspiration and reminder of the fight against the Spanish colonial rule, anticipating the War of Independence.
Great, great.
All right, so as all that was going on, we have the father of Mexican independence, which is Miguel. I am gonna botch his last name. It's how you pronounce it?
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo. I'm gonna just
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo. Okay, thank you. Well, Miguel was a Catholic priest who launched the revolt against Spanish colonial rules. On September 16th, 1810, he delivered the yeah, that's
The Grito de Dolores.
okay. Thank you. You're gonna do that part for me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Dolores.
Yes.
Urging the
Cry
people.
of Dolores.
Thank you, Cry of Dolores. Thank you. Urging the people to rise against the Spanish. This act marked the official beginning of the Mexican War of Independence. So let me give you some, background. So Miguel was highly educated and exposed to Enlightenment ideals. He was unusual amongst priests because he opened questions church and church tradition, studied liberal, and sought particular reforms to improve people's lives. Um, oh, that was good. I mean, this is some good information. His leadership gave groups a sense of empowered and belonging in the independence cause. But poorly trained army that entered won against Spanish forces. However, his troops lacked discipline and often a failed march towards Mexico City. The indigenous began to awaken, defeated in 1811. Dang. Miguel was captured, defunct by the church, and executed by firing squad. His death was meant to end the rebellion, but instead it transformed him into
A martyr.
a martyr and inspired future leader like Jose Maria. Okay. And Vince Guerrero to continue the struggle.
Yes.
So I'm going to be talking about Juan del Carmen and his role in the Mexico independence. So Juan del Carmen himself was an Afro-Mexican. He was considered a mulatto because he had his bloodline consisted of Spanish and indigenous Mexican people as well. So he was a Afro-Mexican, and he was a colonel. He was a loyal lieutenant of the General Vicente Guerrero, and he fought alongside him in the wars and the rebellions that they led. He joined this insurgent army at the age of 21, and even at such a young age, he was also highly educated and very well trained in swordsmanship. So he was very expert swordsmanship. People knew about him, like he was like a legend. They were just like, don't mess with Juan del Carmen, he'll slice you up.
Yeah.
And so he was very well trained, and he also had the same ideals as Vincent Guerrero, Miguel Hidalgo. He shared all of their ideals that, there should not be, slavery in Mexico. People should be treated equal. There should not be a caste system. So in 1812, he was victorious in the conflicts against the Yucatan and the Ometepec. In 1815, during the insurgent attack in the state of Guerrero, Juan del Carmen led the vanguard of the army. He died in battle in 1817 when he took the bullets that were meant for Vicente Guerrero. He died protecting Vincent Guerrero, who became the president of Mexico at that time.
Wow.
Wow. Now, let me know if you heard that before. These great men in history has been martyrs for social equality. You don't see them in no history book. Some of you don't even know their name because they're not mestizos. These African Mexicans, or in America, they will be called black Mexicans around the world. I don't know if this is why I never hear anyone speak of these gentlemen's name when it comes to the Mexican independence. I want to go back and give a hand to Gaspar Yanga.
Yeah.
He was when the Africans came over here on the boat with the Spaniards, they rebelled. And he took them into Veracruz, and they were so powerful and strong that he was granted the first freed blacks. Let me say this again. Freed blacks, not slaves, freed blacks town in the Americas, period. So that's North America, South America. Then now we're graduating to Vicente Guerrero. That's where I learned many years ago, and I found out what an African Mexican was. As he was their second president, he abolished slavery. He was reared. He came up with the festival that we know as the races: African, Native American, and Spanish. A lot of us today use the word raza. This is for the raza. Now, yes, he created that. And he made a blueprint because in 29, he was so powerful that the conservatives, but I don't want to use that right now because technically I want to go no further because it's a mourning in the conservative world, the tragedy that happened in America. Any tragedy, for one, is a tragedy for all. Because no matter what, we still all Americans. And we're going to go to grocery stores, we're going to go to liquor stores, we're going to go to entertainment venues in America. So we'll leave that there because there's people mourning right now all over Chicago, Utah, Mississippi, Texas, California. It's just a sad day in America. But right now, we're not going to feel the sorrow. We're going to go back to the happiness and the congratulations to Mexican independence is because this is your week. This is your weekend. And have a beer on me. Let's continue with Vicente. He was executed in 1831. He was known as the Abraham Lincoln of Mexico. Till today, now, if a lot of you think I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm just going fishing and throwing anything on the radio because I can, because this is the James Kane experience, which I can, because this is my time, but I'm not. In 2020, it was 2.2 Afro-Mexican census being done in Mexico. For all these years, decades, they finally are getting their heritage out in the open and in the mainstream. So I just want to know, well, I have a message to the mestizo and the Afro-Mexican. Is it okay for the oppressed to be an oppressor? I don't know. That just does. I couldn't even say it right. So something is wrong with that picture. But we're going to continue with representing the Mexican Independence Day. because there's a lot of mestizos out there that's great people. They fought into the world. This is not an attack on them, and it's not to make people feel ashamed of themselves. Although there's a lot of historians and there's a lot of people that should be ashamed, is because why are you not giving these people their just due?
Exactly.
Because is it their skin color or is it finances? Because sometimes finances plays a key role because we might owe people reparations. And you don't want to talk about reparations is because it's a lot of money. Because these people were here. These people suffered. Some of their towns, they're just Malibu for one. Yeah, a lot of court is coming because people have taken these people's land. There have been great cities, and people has come in and overpowered them, took their land, and now will not pay them a dime. But if we change that over, then they'll say, "Oh, you're a tyrant." You know, they'll call you Idi Amin. Yes, they will call you Idi Amin, but you haven't done nothing that's not new under the sun. But anyway, we don't want to go further into that.
No, we don't.
I'm going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back. Stay here, listeners. Joe? Okay, back to a wonderful, great subject. And I'm going to bring in my inner circle. We're going to discuss what we heard today because we feel it's very relevant that you all know how we feel and understand. Now, this information is not something we just came up with. You can AI it, you can go to Google, you can go into a encyclopedia, you can go in please go to an unabridged dictionary, the oldest dictionary, because sometimes people will start changing things because they don't want you to know who you really are or what they really are. So, Skittle, Shy, the boss, when you read these articles about these great men of the past, do anyone have anything they want to speak on?
Yes. So I'm glad we did this because I did not know who they was, and I feel that that's because in schools they don't teach history like they should anymore. So when I, of course, did my research and everything else, and I was like, wow, okay. And then Shy brought to my attention what she also researched. Where was that?
I researched just again, I found out a lot of information about things as well that I did not know myself. I mean, I knew about
The little bit of
a little bit about Afro Mexican because they have like an Afro Latino festival in Los Angeles in downtown LA. So that I was aware of. But Afro Latino, it's
Different from
broad.
Afro.
It's
Yes,
broad.
broad.
It's
Yes,
like
yes.
it includes like Cuban and Puerto Rican and all of those places. This is just about Mexico, and I was just like, this is very interesting because I remember reading about the war that they had. I believe it was the. Oh my gosh, I can't remember now. But basically, there's a whole little memorial a thing
Yeah.
in San Antonio, Texas,
Okay.
where there was like a standoff, and the Mexican army won that war. And I didn't know exactly what the war was for, but that war was also about slavery. And it was like, I guess the the people who came over, like the Europeans, they had slaves, they brought them with them. And then the Mexican army was like, that's not allowed here. And then, so that's how it all started. And I was like, so then when I read this, I was like, oh my goodness, like, Mexico has been fighting to end slavery in the 18th century. And one of my favorite people is William Wilberforce, and he also fought in Europe about ending the slave trade, like the slave ships, trying to get them banned. And that's exactly what was happening in Mexico. The Spanish were shipping
African.
slaves from Africa to Mexico to work in the plantations, in the mines, and the fields, and things like that. And what happened is that the indigenous people of Mexico started mixing with the African slaves, and then created this Afro-Mexican population. And they're still there today.
Yes, they
There's
are.
still a large population near the state of Guerrero in Mexico, which was another thing. I did not know all of these different states
Mexico
in
City.
Mexico. It
Yes.
is very, like, people think of Mexico and they think it's this small place, and it's actually huge.
Yeah.
And there's all these different states and all these different cities, and in these cities there are populations of these different indigenous people, Afro-Mexican people. Like, it's just a beautiful, colorful place
Yes.
that we just kind of, I think we sometimes just get kind of like, oh yeah, that's Mexican, that's it, and we think it's just like that because of TV or something, but that's
Right.
not the case.
And then when you told me it, I was like, then why are they so mad at us?
Yeah, and I was like, we
Like,
should be so
so-
much more unified,
Yes.
black and brown, when you think about the history.
Yes.
Like, that's
So
crazy.
just think, you see Vincento Guerrero, probably 6'1", on swole, black, speaking Spanish. He got off that horse. They was like, well, we don't know what kind of brother is this.
Okay, they're
But
like,
he was
what?
something else. 'Cause,
Yeah.
they had to get rid of him. Abolish slavery, and you were somebody. You
Yes.
wasn't just an ordinary guy just hanging out drinking Coronas. You was out
Pacific
there,
Coast.
yes, and he loved his country.
Yes.
He did, and I feel like he cared about humanity.
Humanity.
Like,
He
Yes.
did. He was
He
a
saw-
social equalist.
yeah, like everyone is a human being and they deserve the same rights. Like,
Yes.
why
Yes,
are we
they do.
treating people like they're less than, or like they are savages and
'Cause-
we're not? And it's like we're all
Because
human.
somebody started it back then, and then
Yes.
the generations to generations, they just continued to
Yes.
not do their history and just listen like, oh, well, your families don't like my family, but why?
reason.
For no reason why.
For no reason.
reason.
And like
Right.
your skin tone should not be the deciding
Exactly.
factor of if I'm better than you or not.
Oh, what kind of person you are.
Yes.
Yeah,
it should
of
go.
what
Because
kind of
you
person
have
you
good,
are.
bad. Because when we get into reading for the blind, we get into Genesis,
Yes.
and when the Nephilims, which is the giants, God looked down. He said, "Wait, hold up, Noah. You go get in this boat because they are evil. They think evil. They talk evil, and I got to do something about this." So therefore, we had the flood. For those who believe in that, and some don't. You have that right. I always say you have
Yeah.
that right to
Yes.
believe what you want to believe. But on the James Kane experience, we believe what we believe, and we're just spreading our experiences and knowledge
Yes.
to the people. The boss, I know the teenager round. How did this information affect you with going to, because you went to a high Spanish school yourself, and you also are going to a charter school is geared for more African American. With all this knowledge that you have and experience, what do you think you can take from it and go into the future?
Well, from this knowledge, I think that I could look at the Mexican Independence War different because because I didn't really know I didn't know much about it. I didn't even know that the Afro Mexicans even helped inspire this war or helped end the war. I only knew that the Mexican part because when I went to the Mexican school, they only wanted to talk about the Mexican part because they were pro Mexican. When
You
I
mean
go to the charter
Pro mestizo.
pro mestizo, yes. But when I go to the charter school, we learn about black people, but we don't learn about like other black people like Gasper Yanger or Vincent or I don't know how to say it.
Vicente Guerrero.
Yeah. We don't learn about those. We continue to keep learning about Martin Luther King. We learn about all these historical figures that were really important, but we don't learn about other historical figures
So
that don't get recognized
Right.
as much.
Exactly.
I think that a lot of people, a lot of teenagers, kids, no matter how old you are, I think you should protest this. I think you should go in your school and really try and make a difference because it isn't just about Martin Luther King.
it's
Like
about
we
everybody
didn't,
else.
yeah, and like Rosa Parks. Like maybe like 2-3 years ago, I found out that she was the original one who
Yes,
did
she was. Yes.
who sat on the bus and then went to jail and got equal rights. It was I think Claude. No, I think her name started with the C. I forgot her name.
Yes, but it was someone before her.
Yeah, it was someone
Rosa
before
Parks got the
white
recognition
nation.
because she was
Yes.
part of the NAACP.
No,
Yes.
it wasn't just that. She got the recognition again with her skin color. She got the recognition because she was lighter than the girl. The girl was 15. She also got the recognition because Rosa Parks was like kind of older and the girl was 15 and she had a baby. And she was dark skinned. That's why she didn't get recognition.
Yeah, some of
A lot of
yes.
Yeah.
a lot of the historical black figures we learn about their lighter skin colors. We don't really get to learn about the people who have darker skin colors. Even today, society thinks that if you have darker skin color, then you're less than the people who have
Yeah.
lighter skin color.
Yeah.
And what a tragedy that is.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Because this is the best in all worlds.
Yeah.
Light, dark. You know, America is a great place. And I wouldn't want to go nowhere else. This is all I know. And I want the best for it. Now, I know one thing I can say in America's favor is this. When someone comes against us, I don't care what your nationality is. We gonna get the job done. It's so many soldiers. My daughter is a soldier. Love you, daughter. Thank you for your
Yes.
your loyalty to this fine military, and you was a great soldier. Yes, my daughter. Yes, I said that. I'm a proud dad. I know this is about the Mexican independence, but I got to give my time to my daughter because she is awesome. Awesome. When your daughter comes and says she wants to go to the military, you're like, no way. No way. You know, your son, okay, yeah, go get him, boy. Your daughter, no, baby. And then 8 years later, you be like, damn, she kicks butt. So, yeah, thank you, daughter. You listening, so I just want you to know, thank you for your service. And anything more?
No, I said all that to say that I think that it's important for us to just remember these things, these parts of our history, and I am really encouraged by the fact that they are starting to put these in. People have, I think, 2023 they decided to put the story of Vicente and the story of Juan del Carmen, Jasper Younger, and Hidalgo Miguel. They're being put in these history books because these are forgotten heroes that
Yes.
made a huge difference in Mexico, but also these things they went further than just Mexico, and they sparked these things in other parts of the country where we just fought for the rights of everyone, like we said. And with that being said, I just think that we should, love our black and brown community. There should be no divide. We should love one another because we all have been through a lot throughout history, and we're still to this day.
And we stronger together.
Yeah, we're stronger together. We're still to this day, we're trying to just make sure that everybody's getting the same equality, equal rights, and things like that. We should just be unified.
Yes.
I have something else that I wanted to say.
Yes.
The the stories that we read, the history that we read, it kind of reminds me like this president named Abraham Lincoln. He wanted to abolish slavery, supposedly, but he didn't. He continues to have slaves. He just wanted the credit. But as I see this history, they wanted to abolish slaves. They didn't want to have slavery anymore, and these people fought for that. And even now in America, we still have slavery. We have child labor. We have so many things. And I used to think, because like people in America, like the people that I have been around, they always say that Mexico is poor, Mexico is this, Mexico is that. But I think that we should take time to actually look beyond that and learn about Mexico's history, because they really have done a lot.
A rich history.
Yes, the rich.
Yes.
Their artifacts,
Yes.
their statues,
Yep.
their don't forget the pyramid they have.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, now who put that there? Now
Right.
that's just no
Exactly.
ordinary person. Is good. They didn't have dump trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't
No,
have
they
all
pulled them
these
bricks.
cranes.
No,
So
there's a
it's
lot
very
that
rich
comes
history
from
in
there.
Mexico.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
right.
enjoy learning and
Me too.
speaking about it, and hopefully all the listeners today enjoyed our Mexican independent revolutionary. Congratulations to Mexico.
Yeah.
Enjoy your week. This is your week.
Yes.
We're going to
Viva la
move on.
Mexico.
Yeah, we got Mexico. We're going to move on to the reading for the blind. So, Joe, can you
Yes.
take us into a break, please? Now it's time for reading of the blind. And grab your grandma, your uncle, your auntie, anyone that's special to you that's older, a senior, or could be in their 40s. It don't matter. And read them something that they enjoy. I love being read the scripture. So The boss, can you read Genesis 11, 1 through 10?
Okay. Now the whole earth had one language and one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Then they said to one another, come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. They had brick for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they said, come, let us build ourselves a city, and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth. But the Lord came down to the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, indeed, the people are one, and they will all have one language. And this is what they begin to do. Now nothing that they propose to do will be withheld from them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all earth, and they ceased the building in the city. Therefore its name is called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all earth, and from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of earth. This is genealogy of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Aphroax 2 years after the flood.
That was 10, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, anyone want to comment before I speak on this?
I really like the story of the Tower of Babel because it shows how these people made an impression on God himself. Like they basically wanted to build their tower to the heavens, and that they actively did that. Like they actively started building this tower, and they were working good. And you can it was like I'm imagining what he must have saw. Like he must have seen these people working so effectively together as one that he was like, wait a minute, they're really about to get up here. And so he was like, you know what, we're gonna have to, make them speak different languages so it's not so easy for them to get this accomplished. Because again, we have free will. So it's not like he saw that with their free will they worked as one to get this great thing done, and then he was like, wait, I don't need them coming up to the heavens though. So I just thought that was so amazing. It's an amazing example of what can be accomplished when you work as one.
I have a question. Why did God stop them from coming to the heavens?
Because he has boundaries. And that's one thing in life we all should have. Boundaries. And once you set that boundary, if someone comes near that boundary, you're supposed to stop them. Don't let them
Cross the boundary.
cross the boundaries.
So then why do we die? People say we either go to heaven or hell. Does he not want us to come to heaven?
He's not talking about those heavens.
Yeah.
See, there's different kind of heavens. Some say there's 5 heavens, 3 heavens. There's different interpretations. Everyone start having their interpretations. You have, so much different. That's why I explain things to you in a different way that your pastor won't, which he should. But he's the pastor of that church, and I'm James Kane Experience. So we're gonna say this: the heavens that I believe that our Creator is talking about, it's in the sky, and whatever our atmosphere was at that time, don't look at it as our time now. You have to look at our Earth. Everything was different. They didn't have to deal with climate change, tearing up the climate, gasoline. None of these things at this time. It existed, but it wasn't
Measure.
Yeah, it wasn't put in the atmosphere. It was clean. You see how they say the people live this long?
Yeah.
And that long?
Yeah,
Because they weren't
200.
destroying themselves.
Now,
Exactly.
the key point was that in my mind was this. He kept speaking singular and plural. So when he came, he did not only come by himself. It seems like he came with something that everybody on the earth started bowing down and saying, okay. And as one. But the remarkable thing is this. There was no NASA. There was no SpaceX. These people built this tower
Yes.
or whatever it is, because the word tower could be something else. Sometimes our wording now is not the same as our wording
no.
back then.
It's
It
not.
can mean
Yeah.
something different, but in our eyes, it means tower. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what they built. Where's it at now?
Me too.
Is it still there?
Yes, and the moral of this story is, an independent and revolutionary. If people come together, there's nothing they can't achieve. There's nothing they can't do. And that's what's going on right now when we're talking about these great men of history, that they came in as one and said, we want social equality, and we're going to fight for it.
Exactly.
I don't care if you kill me, you kill my brother, my sister. This will lead on. And guess what? That happened in the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th century. And here we are. And what is this, the 21st century?
Yes.
Yes.
Still talking about it.
Yes, we are.
Now, I want someone in the 23rd, the 24th century
Yes.
bringing up the James Kane experience. I'd be like, man, I'd be looking down, hey, God, and like, thank you, man. You gave me a lot of inspiration
Right.
and love. The people down there speaking my name. My DNA is still moving on. So, the boss, can you read us the two more scriptures, and then we can.
Okay. This is Samuel 15:23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and the stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected you from being king.
That says a lot right there. See, so what man want and his creator want are two different things. And that's what he said in the Tower of Babel. If you rebel against me, it's not going to end well for you.
What does he mean by king? Like king of your own or king of everyone?
Well, and at certain times, he wants to be your king. But we take it as we put someone who we feel that we admire, and we put them to the top. And what they say, everyone else do. We have few great leaders, but so many followers. If that, you can understand that king, in the sense, that's what I get out of it.
Speaking of that, we have so many followers. There was this song that is going around like YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. I think it's called Typewriter Song or something. It's this guy that's like in the song saying like different phrases like CIA, FBI, and the girl who's repeating them is so blinding repeating them, just writing it down and just doing whatever and not paying attention. That's what we do nowadays. We just go with the law enforcement. We just like if somebody gives you a paper to sign, most likely you're not gonna read everything on that paper. You're just gonna look at it, trust them, and sign it automatically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it gets you in trouble every time.
Yep.
That's why so many people that lack
Read
finances.
Exactly.
The
So,
fine print
you
said,
better read
I
that.
own you.
Well,
That
you right.
very small
Them
print.
central banks will tell you in a minute. When
Okay.
you out there homeless, they got your house.
They got your house. Yeah, you got to be
Continue with the
careful.
last one, please.
Okay, Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know of it? Know it. I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert.
Now, That's what I wanted to hear.
Who is who is talking? Is that God or is there someone else
Well,
talking?
see, in Genesis, the book is a tribute to,
Moses?
yes, Moshe. Moshe is the techno. It's actually Monesis. Monesis is technically a Egyptian name, and people think, oh, wait a minute, hold on,
That sounds
he committed
Greece.
blasphemy. But when he was put in that manger, and the Egyptian woman took him into the house. There's nobody gonna come in my house. If you come in and tell me that's your child, I'm gonna look at that child. And if that child don't look like you, he's getting out of my house.
Right.
So when Moshe came into the Pharaoh's kingdom and he said this is his daughters, that baby had to look similar to them. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. But it's saying that the Most High is in control. And people think they're getting away with something. Sort of like what they say is what you do in the dark, it will come to light.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of our government, things are happening, and that's what the light is doing. It's flashing a light on all these things, and it's showing us that we need to correct these things. No matter what you believe, Democrat, Republican, Independent, we all gonna have to work together if we still want a United States.
I think people should really realize what that meaning history repeats itself because history does repeat itself.
Oh, it definitely.
Most things from the past is now coming back, and I think people should pay attention because if bad things are coming back from the past, then we should try and change those things to make it good for the future generations.
Well, so you said those bell-bottom pants I wore back then.
They back now.
No,
them
they should
baggy
stay.
pants. They call
Those
them.
should stay.
I did like some bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Them corduroys.
See, they're trying to take up my Raider tie.
Oh,
but
no, gone.
Next-
Yeah,
Gone.
we got a few minutes.
next, Joe, take us to break so we can talk about James Sports Weekly Recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we have a few more minutes. Hopefully, you will return to the James Kane experience next week. We should have something awesome for you to hear, learn from, and think about. All them Raiders. I told y'all them Raiders. Did you see that game? Was a remarkable game. Everyone had a great game this week. Raiders kind of dominated that second half, but we need to get a run game together. And it's a lot of other great games was on. We had a great Monday night game. But go Raiders. And them Dodgers is making the comeback. What was they, 3 and 4 in a row now?
Yes. Yes, and then also they play today at 6:05. So let's see what they do to the Giants.
Oh, yes, the
Yeah,
Giants.
yes.
Did you know who won that game last night?
Well, do you really want to know? Because it wasn't Dodgers.
Oh, I kind of figured that.
Yeah,
That's
it
why
was 1 and 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got a little butt handed to them. Handed to them. But hey, today it might be the day.
It will. And
You
that's
know?
one thing about baseball.
Yes.
You got many chances to
Yes.
win. So hopefully we'll stay in first because we still are in first.
Yes, you
I
are.
said this is the greatest first place losing team that I witnessed in all my years. And the Lakers continue to keep practicing and get ready for this wonderful season. Well, let us leave you with this. If your life is not going right, restructure, regroup, refocus on what you have left. Thank you again for tuning in to the James Kane Experience. Until next week, be smart, be ready, and love.
San Bernardino, Loma Linda, Rialto listens to KCAA Radio.
Here's the KCAA Community Calendar for the month of September. Riverside's Alonza Library invites you to their Relax and Color event